very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Abid. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. President leaves for Tajikistan to attend international summit. AG seeks swift report on 4 cases including Lasantha Tajuddin murders. Government to increase monthly allowance of differently abled up to 5,000 rupees. Australia lifts travel ban on Sri Lanka. Heavy rain and strong winds expected in the next few days. Hong Kong extradition protests to continue. In our lead story, President Maithripala Sirisena left for Tajikistan today on a 3-day official visit to attend the 5th Conference on Interaction and Confidence-Building Measures in Asia, scheduled to be held in Dushanbe. The Conference on Interaction and Confidence-Building Measures in Asia, scheduled to be held in Dushanbe tomorrow and the day after. This is its 5th conference. CICA is an international forum to strengthen cooperation established in 1992 to ensure peace, security and stability in Asia. It was set up in 1992. Sri Lanka received its observer status in 2012 and became a member in 2018. There are 26 members. The president is scheduled to deliver his special address on the day after tomorrow. The president will have bilateral meetings with several leaders, including Tajikistan President Emomali Rahmon, on the sidelines of the CICA summit in Dushanbe. CICA membership would further enhance Sri Lanka's bilateral economic and trade cooperation as well as people-to-people contacts with other CICA member states. CICA is different from other security mechanisms which are commonly dominated by superpowers. It has the characteristics of an Asian initiative which values equality among members and is led by small countries. In more local news, the Attorney General has instructed the Acting Police Inspector General to expedite investigations and submit a report on 4 cases that include the murders of journalist Lasantha Vikramatunge and Rugwright Wasim Tajuddin. The Attorney General has observed that there is an unnecessary delay in the Lasantha Vikramatunge and Wasim Tajuddin murder cases. The abduction and enforced disappearances of 11 youths in Colombo and the murder of 17 workers of a non-governmental organization in Muttur. Accordingly, instructions have been issued to take action to immediately conclude the inquiries in relation to these incidents and submit the reports to the Attorney General's Department. The Colombo High Court has announced that further examination of witness statements in a case against former Minister Mahindananda Aludgamage will be taken up on October 15th. Mr. Aludgamage has been accused of purchasing a house worth 27 million rupees in Kinsey Road, Colombo 7 using funds acquired through illegal means. The case is being heard before High Court Judge Pradeep Hettiarachchi. The Supreme Court has concluded hearings on the petition seeking to prevent the arrest of Pivituru Hela Urumaya leader Madhumadava Aravinda since sufficient evidence was not available to arrest him. The fundamental rights petition has been filed by Madhumadava Aravinda calling for the issue of an order to prevent him from being arrested for a violent incident that occurred in the Minuangoda area on the 13th of last month. The Supreme Court issued this order mentioning that sufficient evidence has not surfaced from the investigations for the arrest of Madhumadava Aravinda. The Attorney General, who appeared on behalf of the Attorney General, told the 3-judge bench that there is no need for the arrest of the petitioner as a consolidated report on the investigations carried out by the police had not been received. The Colombo acting magistrate today ordered the direction of a reminder to the Attorney General with respect to the case filed against 5 persons, including media spokesman of the Jatika Nidahas Peramuna Muhammad Muzammil. This order was issued when the case with respect to the misuse of vehicles given to the Presidential Secretariat was summoned. The Police Financial Crimes Division informed the court that the extracts of all the suspects had been directed to the Attorney General. The government has decided to increase the monthly allowance being paid to differently abled persons up to 5,000 rupees. Accordingly, the increase will be effective from the 1st of next month. The monthly allowance, which is currently being paid at a rate of 3,000 rupees per month, will be increased by another 2,000 rupees, bringing the rate up to 5,000 rupees with this new amendment. The Finance Ministry said that more than 30,000 persons registered under the Ministry of Primary Industries and Social Empowerment have up to now been paid this allowance of 3,000 rupees each. In addition, more than 40,000 people have been newly registered. They will also be entitled to receive this allowance. 4,350 million rupees has been allocated for this year to enhance the present allowance under the 2019 budget proposal. The ministry said in the release, adding that the increase in allowance is part of the 2019 budget proposal to reach out to more than 70,000 registered differently abled individuals. Further, the circular granting approval for these payments has been issued by the Treasury yesterday to the Ministry of Primary Industries and Social Empowerment. In more news, Australia has lifted its travel ban on Sri Lanka with immediate effect. The Australian High Commission in Sri Lanka and the Maldives tweeted, Australia has, after review, lowered its travel advisory from an outright ban to exercise a high degree of caution instead. Updating its travel advice on an official government page, the advisory stated following the April 21st terror attacks, a state of emergency is in place and nighttime curfews can be imposed at short notice, calling on the tourists also to pay close attention to personal security at all times. Major General Ruwan Kulatunga has been appointed as the Chief of the State Intelligence Service. Major General Ruwan Kulatunga has been appointed to this post following the vacancy created by the resignation of Deputy Inspector General of Police Cicero Mendes. Now, in more local news, Minister Daya Gamage has emphasized that there are no color or party differences in the granting of the Samurdhi. The minister pointed out that in the past, the Samurdhi was given to all those who were engaged in politics. But today it is different. The Samurdhi is being offered irrespective of party and religious differences. 53% are being granted at present to those in the Trincomalee district. There is another group eligible to receive the Samurdhi, and the minister assured that they too would be given the Samurdhi. Several ministers, including Anwar Dissanayake, were criticizing him at a colossal amount was being spent on organizing funds. But he pointed out that he had never organized any functions. He said that today was also not a program but an event to raise awareness. These two were not being organized with any government funds but organized with funds obtained from banks. Minister Daya Gamage was addressing a ceremony held for the granting of Samurdhi relief to 28,000 recipients within 11 divisional secretariat divisions in the Trincomalee district. The event was organized at the Batiyagama grounds in Kantale. The distribution of mango plants took place under the patronage of Minister Daya Gamage. Government has declared a Poson Week in view of the Poson Festival. The period from yesterday up to the 18th has been declared as the Poson Week. Programs are planned to be implemented under the theme All Creatures Fear Terror.
Accordingly, all-night Pirit chanting will be held in all divisional and district secretariats. Arms are due to be offered to the members of Mahasangha tomorrow afternoon. The Minister of Home Affairs has called upon the hoisting of the Buddhist flag on all establishments and buildings. Meanwhile, commencing the Poson Week, the Perahara carrying the pen colour reached the Jayasri Mahabodhi yesterday. These pen colour were placed near the Jayasri Mahabodhi amidst the chanting of Set Perit by members of Mahasangha, headed by the Atamasthana Dhipati, the Venerable Pallegama Sirinivasa Thera. Polonnaruwa District Secretary Pandu Kabesinghe said that a special security program is in place in Polonnaruwa for the security of the devotees arriving in the sacred city to participate in the religious programs organised to mark Poson Full Moon Poya. He also mentioned that all facilities have been accorded to the pilgrims who are arriving in Polonnaruwa to engage in religious observances for Posan. In the meantime, all arrangements have been finalized to operate special bus and train services for the convenience of pilgrims for the Posan festival. The Sri Lanka Transport Board and the Railways Department, in collaboration with the National Transport Commission, will be operating a joint transport services from tomorrow until the 18th of this month. Special bus services will be operative from Anuradhapura city to Mihintale. Arrangements have been made to operate Posan bus services that commence from various parts of the island up to Mihintale itself. Special train services will be operative from Colombo Fort, Anuradhapura, Maho and Beliatta.
In more news at home, the Sadham Charikava carrying the Dhamma message and coexistence to the northern polity arrived from Ratnapura to Beliatta. The Posan Udanaya motorcade, which commenced from the historic Kaudumunna Rajamahavihara in Dambadaniya, reached Ratnapura yesterday. This motorcade resumed its journey from Ratnapura today with the aim of approaching the Beliatta railway station. This program is a joint effort by the Prime Minister's Office, the Armed Forces, the Railways Department and the Dambadaniya Bujjamua Bosat Foundation. Funds collected from this motorcade are due to be used for the construction of a chaitya in Kankisenturai and distributed dry rations among 300 families in the area. After the motorcade reaches the Beliatta train will begin its journey tomorrow to Kankisenturai with Pirit being chanted in a compartment. This train is scheduled to the Kankisenturai railway station the day after tomorrow. Many people who gathered on either side of the route joined in this motorcade. The Pinkama is being organized by the Venerable Ginnaliya Ayupala Thera. The 185th annual feast of St. Anthony's Church at Kochikade was celebrated today on a simple note. The festive High Mass was conducted by Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. St. Anthony's Church in Kochikade, which was bombed on Easter Sunday, reopened to the public yesterday. The church was renovated with the assistance of the Navy and reopened with a special service. The Archbishop of Colombo conducted the special service to reopen the church. Relatives of those killed in the attack, as well as those who sustained injuries, were among those present. Those killed in the Easter Sunday terror attacks were remembered, while wishes were extended for the immediate recovery of those who sustained injuries. A large gathering of devotees attended the festive Mass. The church authorities decided not to hold the festive this year on a grand scale due to those who died and sustained injuries in the Easter terror attacks on the church. Bringing you the weather update, the Department of Meteorology has said that winds at a speed of up to 69 kilometers will be experienced in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces as well as in the Trincomalee district from time to time. It warned the public to be cautious as strong winds at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour may be experienced in other parts of the island. Prevailing windy conditions, particularly over the northern half of the island, and showery conditions in the southwestern part of the country are likely to enhance to some extent during the next few days. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, southern, central, Sabaragamua and northwestern provinces. Heavy falls of about 100 millimeters can be expected at some places, particularly in the western and Sabaragamua provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts. Several spells of light showers may occur in Anuradhapura, Jaffna, Batticaloa and Badulla districts. Strong gusty winds of up to 60 kilometers per hour are likely in northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in Trincomalee, Mathale and Hambantota districts. Fairly strong gusty winds of up to 50 kilometers per hour are likely in the other parts of the island. The Department of Meteorology said that showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the sea areas off the coast extending from Manna to Hambantota via Puttalam, Colombo and Gaul. Winds will be southwesterly and speed will be 30 to 40 kilometers per hour in the sea areas around the island. Minister Rajatha Senaratne has said that the Indian Prime Minister has assured to extend full assistance to Sri Lanka to upgrade the health service. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in the island on a one-day official visit. He had announced India's willingness to extend full support to Sri Lanka when he met ministers and parliamentarians at the President's house. The Health Minister said that he would hold discussions with the Indian Prime Minister in this respect in the future. In more local news, a program for the distribution of dry rations on behalf of indoor children receiving treatment at the Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama was held under the patronage of Minister Sagala Ratnayake. The event was organized by the Kambarapitiya Young Society Regional Council. An entertainment program with the participation of children receiving treatment at the Apeksha Hospital was also organized. In between the program, Minister Sagala Ratnayake seized the opportunity of looking into the shortcomings of the hospital. Let's now take a look at the very latest in the business arena. Sri Lanka's rupee opened unchanged at 176 rupees 50 cents or 60 cents to the US dollar in the spot market. The rupee closed at 176 rupees and 50 cents or 60 cents against the US dollar on Wednesday. The central bank mopped up 30 billion rupees through an overnight repo auction at 7.80% and 7-day term repo at 8.11% and 8-day term repo at 8.12% on Wednesday. The State Debt Office unexpectedly rejected 12-month bills at the weekly auction held on Wednesday for the first time since October 2018, after offering 11 billion rupees in bills. The government had covered the shortfall through more 3-month and 6-month bills than offered. 12-month bills was quoted at 8.85 to 9% unchanged from 8.85 to 9% on Wednesday's close. A bond maturing on the 15th of December 2021 was quoted at 9.75 to 85, having closed at 9.70 to 80% on Wednesday. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow for the very latest. For the Prime TV News team, I'm Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.